right, so this right here is a big old bowl of delicious Jamaican-style meatball curry, made healthy vegan style. No oil, no wheat, no refined sugar, and no rice. It's full of flavor and perfect for this time of the year. And today, I'm going to show you how to make it. Okay, so for those of you who have never seen my show before, all the dishes I make on my page are made using no oil, no wheat, no refined sugar, no rice, and very few processed ingredients, if any. Now today I'm doing a Jamaican-style meatball curry. Now for those of you who are used to authentic Jamaican food, I want to make sure that I acknowledge that I'm not saying that that's what this is. It's a healthy vegan-style meatball curry, but it's inspired by some Jamaican foods that I've had, and so I'm using some spices that are very typical in Jamaican-style food. That's why I'm labeling it that. All right, so the first thing you're going to need is some veggie ground, and that's what I have here. Now again, if you're new to my channel and you haven't seen the veggie ground, this is what I use to replace ground beef in dishes like this, or tacos, or pizzas, or for toppings, or whatever the case may be. If you need a ground beef substitute, this is what you use. If you want to see the recipe on how to make this veggie ground, you can tap right here, and it will show you the video and the recipe showing how to make a veggie ground. All right, so the ingredients we're going to use again are my veggie ground. We're going to use some chickpea flour. We're going to use some thyme and some allspice, as well as some ground flax seeds. And those are ingredients we're going to use to make our meatballs. Let's get started doing that.
So I actually have two methods that I use to bind veggie ground recipes when I'm making things like these veggie meatballs. Now, one method includes psyllium husk, which results in a slightly more stable outcome, but I like to use simple ingredients when possible, so today I'm just simply going to use some ground flax and some chickpea flour. Now I will be including both of these methods in the written recipe below, so you can choose whichever one suits you. And now it's just a matter of finishing rolling out my veggie meatballs and then getting them onto the pan and into the oven.
All right, so before we get these in the oven, I wanted to take a minute to mention that a lot of people have written me and asked me about a particular brand of cookware that I use. So I thought I would share with everyone. If you look below the video in the description, you'll see a link to the company, as well as a discount code, Healthy Vegan, that gets you 25% off if you decide to order anything. Now, I take recommendations very, very seriously. So if I recommend it, I truly believe in it. This is top quality, well-built cookware, stainless steel, non-toxic. So if you're interested, you can check it out. All right, let's get these in the oven. Okay, so I've got my veggie meatballs in the oven. The next thing we're going to do is put together our curry while they're cooking. Here's what we're going to use to do that. We're going to use some sweet potatoes, a yellow onion, some curry powder, some brown lentils, some allspice, some garlic, and some thyme. We're going to combine all these things and make a delicious curry. Let's get to it.
So I'm going to peel and cut my sweet potatoes into large pieces. This way I can be sure that they won't disintegrate and they'll add plenty of texture and flavor to this dish.
Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is get our garlic and our onions cooking. Now, typically you would add some oil to your pan and start sauteing them that way. Of course, this is oil-free cooking, so we're not going to do that. I'm going to use the most simple of all ingredients, water. You could use vegetable broth here as well, but I'm keeping it really simple. So I'm going to add my water to the pan now.
So once my water is simmering, I'm going to add my diced onions and my crushed garlic, and I'll just water saute these until they're nice and soft. As I mentioned before, no oil needed.
Okay, so I've been cooking my onions and my garlic, and the onions are nice and soft now. So it's time to add our spices. So we're going to go ahead and add our curry powder, our thyme, and our allspice. And we're going to get these mixed in with our onions, get them mixed in really well.
So once I've added my spices, I'm going to add a little more water because we don't want our spices to burn, and the water will help prevent that. Then I'm going to add my lentils and some more water to cook them in. If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe below.
Okay, so now I've got my lentils added and mixed in, and I've brought them to a boil. Now the next thing I want to do is get my top on and just let them simmer a little bit until they get slightly soft. All right, so let's take a look and see what we have here. Oh yeah, this looks like it's where we wanted. The skin of the lentils is starting to break up a little bit, which means that it's about where we wanted to be. We're going to go ahead and add our sweet potatoes at this point and get those mixed in as well.
Okay, so once we've added our sweet potatoes to the pot, we will add the rest of our water. Now we may need to add more water as we go to adjust for the consistency. Then we'll cover the pot and just let it simmer.
All right, so I've been cooking this for about 20 minutes now. Let's see what we have here. All right, okay, this looks perfect. It looks really good. And what I'm trying to do here basically when I'm cooking this is I want the sweet potatoes to start to release their starches. Now you don't want to get them really mushy to where they're just kind of just disintegrate, but you do want them to get really soft so they release the starch, and that really helps the curry get this nice thick texture to it, which is what we're going for. And I think we're just about there.
So once our sweet potatoes are cooked until they're just soft, it's time to give them a mix and allow the outer part of our sweet potatoes to break down slightly so that they can thicken and flavor the curry.
All right, so now I'm bringing my veggie meatballs back in. I've already cooked those, so we're ready to put those into the curry. I mentioned a pan earlier. This beautiful pot also is available in the description below, so you can check it out there. All right, so let's put our veggie meatballs into our curry here.
If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe below.
All right, so now I'm just mixing my veggie meatballs into my curry, and I'm being gentle when I do it. Again, I use a really simple method for putting these together. I didn't use a psyllium husk, and so I need to be a little more delicate than I would had I used that. But this is looking great. These are looking really good.
Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is transfer this delicious curry into a serving dish, and then I'm going to garnish it with some chopped green onions. It looks great, it smells great. This is such a flavorful, hearty dish. Can't wait to try it.
All right, so there's only one thing left to do. I know you know what it is. We're going to give it a taste. Delicious. So if you're new to my channel and you're wondering how to find the recipes to the cooking shows like the one you just watched, look below the video and tap on the word more, and then you'll see the beginning of the recipe. Tap on the word more a second time and you'll see the full recipe, and then you can begin to make your own. Thanks for watching.